How's everyone doing?
Good.
All right. I'm doing great because I am so excited to be here. I couldn't be more thrilled. I couldn't be more thrilled to be here today to share with all of you, for us to share together what's going to transform throughout the day. It's just, it's going to be an amazing experience for all of us. As you saw from that opening video, a lot of work goes into putting on an event like this behind the scenes. And for us, that journey, it began almost 6-7 months ago. It began when Erick Schonfeld and I set out on an adventure, really a mission, that we decided we were going to find 23 of the most awesome products that we could bring here to the demo mobile stage. We went through thousands of applications. We met with literally hundreds of amazing companies. And today you're going to see 23 of those that we felt were really just stood out from the crowd and could go on to really be the next big thing. We're going to see 23 of those companies. In addition to that, we're going to see 6 student projects. So we're really excited about this. This is a program that we started 2 years ago with the support of the BizSpark program at Microsoft to help subsidize and bring to the stage 6 companies that are run by students in dormitories around the country. So 6 of those companies will be joining us here today as well to give what we call 90-second student alpha pitches. In addition to that, with the help of all of you, you can use the demo mobile app, go into the pavilion during lunch, and vote for the demo showcase area of companies and the demo Angel Alley display of companies for one from each of those categories to then join us later in the afternoon. Well, they can then take the stage and present for 90 seconds as well. So use the demo mobile app to go in the pavilion and vote. I could encourage you more to do that. It's a really cool app. It was actually launched by a company called Double Dutch, which launched here at Demo, so they're Demo alumni. So we're proud to be using their product and seeing how well they are doing now since being here at Demo a couple years ago. The app's great. It's great for connecting with each other. It's great for sharing photographs, check on the agenda, read on the speaker bios, and again to vote. So don't forget to do that. To get on the app and to get on the Wi-Fi, we do have a network here at Demo Mobile. So the network information above me here, if you have it printed in the materials as well. UCSF guest, very simple, to get on that network. And I also want to take this time to thank some of our sponsors. We have lots of sponsors and partners that help us put on such a spectacular event. But I really want to call out our cornerstone sponsor, the Windows 18, and our platinum sponsors. And what they do is really special for an event. Beyond just having logos and passes to an event or branding, they actually take they invest into the conference by investing into the Demo Scholarship Fund. And so we take those proceeds and use those proceeds to enable unfunded companies to join us here at Demo. So it's really special what they do in supporting the conference and supporting the startup community. So many great companies can then join us here on stage. So again, a big round of applause for our sponsors. So I think it's about time that we get things going, kick things off. I have the privilege, the honor to introduce to you for the first time here at Demo, your executive producer, Erick Schonfeld. Erick has, many of you may know Erick, he's had a really kind of amazing career going all the way back 20 years with Fortune magazine, and then at Business 2.0, and most recently at TechCrunch. And we couldn't be more thrilled to have Erick join us, join the Demo team. So how about a big, warm Demo round of applause to Erick Schonfeld. Welcome to Demo Mobile.
Thank you everybody for coming, joining. This is an amazing looking stage, and we're going to have an amazing group of companies launch here today. When I started my career 20 years ago, Stuart at Fortune magazine, Stuart Alsop was a columnist at Fortune magazine, and he had just started Demo. And throughout my career, I was always looking for the next best thing, the next great thing. I always loved writing about new technologies, about new startups, and really about people who were inventing the future. And so when Neil came to me last summer and asked me if I would become the 4th executive producer of Demo, it was just a natural fit. Because what we do here at Demo is scour the world for the best ideas, the best entrepreneurs who are inventing the future and bringing them on stage here for the first time. Demo is the gold standard of launch conferences. It's not the Bitcoin standard, it's the gold standard. And I hope you'll agree with me after you see all these incredible companies today. But what I'm really hoping to do is to focus on what Demo has always done best. Focus on selection, selecting the best companies, on product, and on founders. So really this is a product launch conference. We're all about the product, right? I don't care if it's your first product or it's your third product, as long as it's your best product. And it just so happens that a startup launch happens to be your first product launch. Most of the companies that you see here will be launching as startups, but not all of the companies. And the startup launch environment has changed a lot in the past 20 years as well. There are lots of great incubators out there, Y Combinator, Techstars, 500 Startups. They all have their own demo days. There's lots of launch conferences, right? What you're going to see today is pulling some signal from all of that noise. Best of the best are going to be here on stage today. And they're not going to be giving you a pitch deck or slides. They're going to be showing you their products live. That's unique. So why mobile? I really want to focus the event today on a one-day event on one theme, mobile. Mobile, as everyone knows, is completely transforming the computing industry and every industry. We're in the midst of this shift in computing from the PC era to the mobile era. This, just stats that everyone in this room is aware of, right? There's more tablets and smartphones are being sold than PCs. And by the end of this year, the installed base of smartphones and tablets is going to be larger than the entire installed base of PCs. So it's like an order of magnitude increase in computing. And we have these computers in our pockets, right? We carry them around. We carry them around with us all the time. And that really has serious implications for what you can do with these things, what kinds of products you can build, and what sorts of businesses you can build around them. That's what we're going to see today. So a few things that I observed just by talking to all of these startups. Neil and I went on this demo tour. We personally met with more than 100 startups in private meetings. And there's lots of themes that sort of, I'm trying to bring together that I think you're going to see in the sessions, going from mobile health to work, to social, to new platforms, to even frontiers beyond the phone, right? This is just the beginning of this new era. So if you think about these phones, they're sensors, right? They have all sorts of sensors in them, all sorts of GPS, location, accelerometer. You're inputting all sorts of data. You're sharing all sorts of data, your photos, your messages. These are data collection devices. These are the new endpoints of the network. Don't think of these as standalone computing devices because they're connected back to the network. And all of that data that they're collecting with you as you walk throughout your day, all day long, is an order of magnitude greater than the data that you get from your laptop or your PC, right? So it's just this order of magnitude more data that's always being ingested and processed. And so what do you do with all that data? Today we're going to find out some amazing things that you can do with it. One new area is I just see that in industry after industry after industry, finally industries that maybe haven't been impacted as greatly as others by computing are now ripe for that transformation because of mobile. Think about any industry with a mobile workforce. Now all of a sudden, those workers have computers with them all along, right? So think about construction workers, think about doctors. You go down the line and you're going to just keep on seeing a lot of the transformation you saw with office workers is now happening with mobile workers. And in health, which is going to be our first session, we've seen just the very beginnings, the low-hanging fruit of how this is going to change and impact our health. There's all these quantified self apps that we're all aware of that is just are collecting our own data. But the next step is how do these devices help doctors and patients improve health outcomes? And that's really where the big impact is, right? Health is one of the biggest growing costs in the country, and if we're going to find a solution to that, it's going to be through technology. And I hope you're going to see some interesting approaches to how we're going to help solve our health crisis today. Another trend that I've seen is that mobile work is being streamlined. We've seen this consumerization of enterprise apps for a long time because of just the impact of the web and the consumer web, but that's being accelerated on mobile, because if you create an app for a mobile phone, you really have, design is paramount, right? You have to make choices and throw everything out, and it's got to be super streamlined so that, you know, the 2 or 3 things that you want people to do, they can do very quickly. And these apps are beautiful. These enterprise apps are as beautiful as any consumer app. And I think we're going to be seeing that, and that's a good thing. Another big theme is this whole concept that Matt Kohler at Benchmark Capital calls remote controls for real life, right? You've got these apps like Uber, like TaskRabbit, like Exec, that you push a button and something happens in the real world, right? You push a button, a car shows up. I've been using Uber all around. It's like magic, especially in San Francisco. It's not as magical in a city like New York where there's already cabs, but in San Francisco where you can't find a cab, it is pretty magical. Same thing with Exec. We're going to have Justin Kahn and Erick Camp up later on talking about that. How do you create these marketplaces of supply and demand where using your location and these computers in your pocket, when you want something, you can get it right then and there. And that's a huge transformation. And finally, mobile will be going beyond phones, right? This is just the beginning. We're starting to see this whole Internet of Things, where computing is being embedded in all sorts of devices, from watches to wearable computers, you know, Google Glasses, and then we're even going to see how computing is making its way out into space. Not the big mainframe satellite type of computing, but personal computing. So I want to get the show going. We have a great group of speakers from Vinod Khosla, Garrett Camp, Chris Dixon from Andreessen Horowitz, Tom Conrad from Pandora, and an amazing group of judges who are going to be helping us. Jeff Clavier, Deanne Eisner, who we're sitting right over there for our first session. Also, I've added a few new twists I think it's one new twist to the show today. It's only one day, so I didn't have a lot of time, and it's mostly about the demonstrators, but I'm introducing something called Founder School. And Steve Blank, who is one of the intellectual godfathers of the lean startup and customer development movement, is going to be up here on stage in the afternoon talking about, you know, can you take a lean approach to mobile, which I think is an interesting question. We'll get into that later. He's got a whole bunch of really great founders who are going to help him answer that question. The format is 4-minute demos and 4-minute of founder feedback, which is a little bit new. It used to be 6 minutes, but I think faster is better, and that's a really hard thing to do. So as you're watching people on stage here, just remember how hard it is to get that. It's not a presentation; it's a real live product. You know, our hearts go out to anyone who might have been affected by the tragedy in Boston. One of our judges, in fact, Jason Jacobs from Runkeeper, wasn't able to make it. He's completely fine. And he sent me an email saying that you guys should have a great show. Sorry I couldn't make it, but for anyone who has been affected, you know, our thoughts are with you and any loved ones in Boston. So the first session is mobile health, which I've already talked about a lot, so I'm not going to spend too much more time on it. But just think about this idea that we've already started measuring our bodies with all these sensors, not just on our mobile phone, but on these devices. And right now, it's kind of data porn for ourselves, and it's also motivational, right? You use Runkeeper or Nike Plus or any of those apps. But think about what doctors can do with that data, especially for people with chronic illnesses or in surgery. or what happens when you create network health. That's what we're going to show you today. So please give a big round of applause to our first company, NewRep.